Hello students, welcome again. Student, in today's lecture we want to discuss John Donne's poem Holy Sonnet 1. Okay, now we know that John Donne is a very important poet of the beginning of the 17th century. He is also known as the pioneer, as the father of metaphysical poetry in English literature. All through his career, he has written mainly two types of poems: love poems and devotional or religious poems. He also wrote a series of 19 sonnets, and this poem that we are going to discuss today, Holy Sonnet 1, is the first poem, first sonnet in that series of 19 sonnets. Now, this poem is written in two stanzas, okay, one octave and one sestet. It's a sonnet written in Petrarchan style. Okay, what do we understand in the first stanza? Let me explain this line by line. The poet says, "Thou hast made me." Thou means you. You have made me. And shall thy work decay? Thy means your. You have made this man. And do you think that God's creation can be decayed? No. Okay. Repair me now, for now mine end does haste. I run to death, and death meets me as fast. The poet is praying God to repair him. Okay, the poet feels that I am totally broken. Please repair me. Why? Because I dare not move my dim eyes anyway. The poet says that I have grown older now. Okay, I have no courage and strength in me. I have become weaker, and despair behind and death before. When I look back in my life, there is despair, disappointment, and when I look forward, I see death before me. Such terror, my feeble flesh does waste. Feeble means weak body. Feeble flesh means my body has become weak. Okay, why? Because of the sin in it. There is sin in my body. I have committed so many sins in my life, okay, which it towards hell does way. And he says, because of these sins, my life at the end, after the death of my life, I will go to hell perhaps. So I dare not move my dim eyes anyway, despair behind and death before. Okay, such terror my feeble flesh does waste, by sin in it which towards hell does way. My all sins combined together to they are fetching me towards hell. So please save me. In the second stanza, line number 9 to 12, the poet says, only thou art above, only you are there above, and when towards thee by thy leave I can look, I rise again. If you give me permission, by your permission, if I look above, only you can fetch me up when I can rise again. But our old subtle foe so tempteth me. Now there is a reference to the Bible. Okay, subtle foe means enemy, दुश्मन. हमारा जो दुश्मन है, now हमारा मतलब हम सभी का और ईश्वर का दुश्मन कौन है? शैतान. Okay, that is what we understand in Bible. So our old subtle foe, Satan, is tempting me towards hell. So please save me. Only thou art above, and by thy leave I can look, I rise again. You can save me from this subtle foe, from this Satan. Thy grace may wing me to prevent his art. If you shower your grace, if you shower your blessings on me, these blessings may prevent Satan's plans to catch me and fetch towards hell. And thou like adamant drew mine iron heart. You are so strong that with your power definitely you can Draw my iron heart. Okay, so that is what the poet is requesting God, praying God to save him from hell, to save him from the Satan. Your grace may wing me to prevent his art. Your grace, okay, and thou like adamant draw mine iron heart. All in all, the poet is requesting God to save him, to keep him away from Satan. Okay, so that's a kind of a prayer. Now, what is the form of this poem? The poem is composed of 14 lines. It's a sonnet, okay, and these 14 lines are divided into two stanzas, one octave of 8 lines, and one sestet of 6 lines. So it's a Petrarchan sonnet, Petrarchan style sonnet. The rhyming pattern of this both these stanzas is A B B A, A B B A, C D C D, E E. This is the rhyming scheme taken up by Donne. Okay, this poem is written in iambic pentameter lines. One iamb is of 2 syllables, in which the first one is a weaker one, the second one is the stronger one. So weak, strong, weak, strong. This is how it goes for 5 times in one line, and that's why it is called iambic pentameter line, and it has a rising rhythm. The poet has used some poetic devices or figures of speech. Okay, number 1, we find apostrophe. Apostrophe means what? When the poet is addressing someone, then it is called an apostrophe. When we read this poem, we come across with these words like thou, thy, thee. So the poet is talking to God. The poet is addressing God. So that's why you can say it is apostrophe. Moreover, we also find metaphor in this poem. Okay, when the poet uses the word repair me. Okay, the poet is actually comparing himself with a broken object. Okay, one object is broken. In the same manner, the poet says that I am broken, please repair me. The next figure of speech that we come across is personification. Personification in which the non-living things are presented as living things. Here the words death meets me as fast. Here death is presented as a living person, as if death is running towards the poet. Okay, number 4, we also come across allusion. Allusion means reference to some past scriptures or mythological stories. Here our old subtle foe, these words suggest there is a reference to the Bible. In Bible there is a story about the enemy of God, that is Satan. So that enemy is given reference here. So all in all, it's a nice prayer written by Donne, where the poet has used different figures of speech, poetic devices, and it's a beautiful Petrarchan sonnet. I hope now the idea is clear. Please do ask me any questions if you have in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Thank you.